YOLO. Today I'm going to talk about 5 stocks. These 5 stocks are what I consider SWANS. S.W.A.N.S. Sleep Well at Night stocks. These are stocks that you could put a majority or your entire portfolio at being just this one stock, and you'd still be able to sleep well at night, rain or shine, up or down, boom or bust, whatever happens in the market or politics. Now, obviously, that's a pretty big claim to make for these stocks. So I'm going to preface this by saying this is my personal opinion and not financial advice. I'm not a fiduciary, so you got to do your own due diligence when making a decision. It's probably not the wisest idea to put all your money into a single stock. But me personally, I would feel comfortable putting everything, or almost everything, into one or multiple of these stocks, because that's just how safe I personally feel they are. And they pay pretty well too over the long run. So let's take a look at them. Starting off with Union Pacific, ticker symbol UNP, sitting currently at about $221.99. The railroad helped build this country, and it still keeps it operating today. I work in the transportation industry myself as an over-the-road truck driver, and I realize just how much freight is moved by train, and it's staggering. This country would not be able to operate without trains and trucks, and it's because of this high need for continuous operation for the country that I would feel completely comfortable putting 100% of my portfolio into Union Pacific, because I know if they ever fail, we have a lot bigger problems than money going on in the country. Their dividend is also pretty sweet, sitting at about $1.38 per share paid out quarterly. But now moving on to another one of my favorite stocks, Altria, ticker symbol MO, currently sitting at $67.13. They were originally known as a cigarette company, one of the biggest in the world, and I actually did a video on them recently, Altria versus British American Tobacco. Now, cigarettes may be their bread and butter, but they have branched out and started moving into different areas. They are in that green 420 cash money kind of business. They are in electronic cigarettes, and they're also moving into different alcohols as well. They have a very loyal customer base, which even during times of recession, or possibly more so during times of recession, purchase their products. They have a very strong dividend history, and they are a dividend king, having paid and increased their dividend every year for the previous consecutive 50-year minimum. Altria pays a dividend once per quarter for $1.06 per share. And now we move on to Waste Management, ticker symbol WM, currently sitting at $225.73 per share. I also did a video on this company as well as Republic Services, but I would feel comfortable leaving almost all, if not my entire net worth in this one stock, because I can be guaranteed of 3 things: death, taxes, and people make a mess. Trash, garbage, recycling, the less glamorous jobs of this world. It's always going to need taken care of until we get to some level of Star Trek technology where we can just shove all of the trash into like an atomizer compactor and will automatically turn it into atoms that'll then reform into healthy food with no adverse effects. Trash is going to need to go somewhere. We're going to need landfills, we're going to need pickup crews, and we're going to need recycling centers. And this company provides all of that. Whether rain or shine, stocks are up or down, people will still be producing trash. So I am fairly certain that their business model will not be shaken up in any drastic way over the next 50 to 100 years. They also pay a quarterly dividend of 82.5 or roughly 83 cents per share with a little bit of rounding. Now we switch gears and head over to the 4th SWAN stock, ExxonMobil, ticker symbol XOM, currently sitting at $114.69. Now, it was a toss-up between ExxonMobil or Chevron, but I am a little partial towards ExxonMobil myself. I'm planning on doing a video in the future of ExxonMobil versus Chevron, hopefully coming out soon. But when you look at it, people are going to continue to drive around in their gas-guzzling cars. Now, electric cars have come a long way, but there's still too much of a large population, of my own age bracket included, that refuse electric cars and still want to have an actual gas-powered vehicle. On top of that, oil is used for much more than just gasoline. Everything from frisbees, kayaks, to PVC pipes use some petroleum-based product. And let's not forget all the cargo ships, cruise ships, airlines, or spaceships. They don't run off hopes and dreams. They run off of that sweet crude oil, that Texas tea, the black gold. So oil's not going anywhere anytime soon, unless we suddenly discover some super fuel cell or new energy source, and then the discoverer of that energy has an untimely accident, which tends to happen to anyone who disrupts the profits of the oil industry. It's going to be around. It's going to keep producing money. Speaking of money, their dividends are pretty sweet. They currently boast a dividend of 99 cents per share, paid out quarterly. And last but certainly not least, we have 3M, ticker symbol MMM, sitting at $154.27. A stock that I haven't talked about on this channel, but you've experienced them in your daily lives, I can guarantee it, since they make pretty much everything, it seems like. They make over 60,000 different products from various sectors, such as healthcare, transportation, electronics, consumer goods, and safety. They make such things like Post-it notes, Scotch tape, command strips, surgical masks and hooks, N95 respirators, fillings, adhesives, crowns, wound care products, dressing, gauze, medical tape, stethoscopes, protective personal equipment, those I have some experience with, earplugs, harnesses, safety glasses, hard hats or helmets, adhesives, window frames, paints, primers, cleaning products, sponges, scrubs, TVs, smartphones, laptops, car and plane adhesives, reflective materials for signs and roadways, and the list goes on and on and on and on. You get the idea. And they still have 59,900 and some odd other products, because I didn't even name 100 products there. It is ridiculous. So I'm very confident that if I put my money there, I know if one thing doesn't work out, they've got tens of thousands of other things that will. Things that you've seen in daily life. Things that people buy every single week like clockwork. Or once a year like some people do with their iPhones. Even though the new iPhone is basically the exact same as the old one. It just has one new camera. But that's a rant for another day. In short, they're not going anywhere anytime soon. I feel 100% confident leaving my money there. And speaking of money, they do pay a dividend. A quarterly dividend like the others. 73 cents per share paid out quarterly. Now, to see how well these companies have done over the past 20 years, I asked ChatGPT to run some numbers for us. We did a $10,000 hypothetical investment in each of these stocks 20 years ago with all dividends reinvested. And the results are Union Pacific would have turned the $10,000 into $197,000. Altria would have turned it into roughly $60,000 to $90,000. ExxonMobil $10,000 investment would have become a $38,160. Waste Management went from $10,000 to $142,000. And Triple M took a $10,000 investment over the 20 years and made it into a $51,000 investment. Massive growth, huge dividends, and incredibly safe and reliable set-it-and-forget-it stocks that you don't have to worry about. Those are 5 of my favorite SWANS stocks. Let me know if you own any of these stocks in your own portfolios or if you're considering getting into them. I think they're an incredibly safe place to start for the more risk-adverse investor, or those who have a more long-term time horizon. These would be some great ones to start doing research on. I wish you the best of luck in your investing journey, and as always, I'll catch you on the flip side.